Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the YouTube, Twitch, and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide. Take a breath there. All right, so as you can see, tonight it is myself and Alicia, but we have a special guest joining us tonight all the way from Chicago, Illinois. I'm trying to do that like the Ken Anderson thing, but it just doesn't flow right because it's south of the border of Wisconsin. We got Mr. Team Backup 85, aka Justin Miller. Thanks for joining us tonight. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. Very good. Very good.
Wonderful.
Awesome. So, like I said, you are from Chicago. We'll start out with this news about the ticket sales going on sale tomorrow.
Yep.
For Emergence. Impact Wrestling's return to Chicago. How excited are you for this?
Very excited. Been waiting. I went to Bound for Glory last year, and it was definitely fun, but definitely can't quite afford those kinds of trips every single time. So I'm definitely glad that they're a lot closer this go around. So
absolutely, yeah. It's, especially when it's even if it is a smaller show. Don't mind me. I'm just
right
adjusting your audio a little bit here, increasing it. All right. But yeah, so those tickets for Emergence in August in Chicago, it's August, is it 12th and 13th?
Yep.
Something like that, yes. And it's a Friday and Saturday. And we were talking about this just recently because, pay-per-view being on a Sunday, tapings on a Monday, trying to get those people in for the following tapings. Sometimes it's a challenge when it's during the week or even a Sunday night because it's leading into work the next day. They really, if they can keep doing this, that'd be perfect. That'd be absolutely perfect.
So. Agreed.
Yeah.
Holy.
So if you are in the area for the return to Impact Wrestling to Chicago, please come join us. I'm going to be getting my tickets tomorrow as well. Bison's even coming in for the UK.
Really?
Beef,
For Emergence? That's cool.
Yeah, all the way.
Good for him.
From across the pond. They're not going to be at the tapings though the next day, sadly, because Bison's wife is a dance teacher and one of her students has something in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Something somewhere. He was telling me about this earlier today, but that's where he's going to be on Saturday. So it's like, okay, you get a pass this time.
That's cool. Hey,
they kind of lucked out, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just cool that he's coming with his wife. Although his wife isn't coming to the Impact Wrestling show, I know I'm just making this incredibly awkward for him. But anyways. All right. On to our next piece of news. We've got Lady Frost. And this hit the news literally right before the show went live tonight. Lady Frost has requested her release from Impact Wrestling.
What?
Yep.
Yes. Sadly, yes. She put that on her Twitter late this afternoon, early evening.
What?
And I can already tell Alicia is going to her Twitter box right now.
Actually opening it up for once. I posted today earlier one, kind of. Oh my God.
Yeah, we were talking about it in Discord.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
That sucks. And I'm not the kind of person to speculate on why this happened. I know that overall, we even had her on the show here. And we were very happy with her athleticism, her talent, her charisma that she brought to the ring. So whatever it may be, all I'm going to say is now Now, she was mentioned on the show tonight,
Yeah.
but there was no, she wasn't there. So
Well,
I don't.
she's been out on injury.
She was. There was
Okay.
something, but I didn't remember what it was. It was something personal, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well,
Something personal.
Yeah, so she missed the entire Florida taping, so that's why she wasn't on any of the previous shows
right,
till now.
right.
So
Right, she missed a few shows.
Oh, that's good. She'll be missed.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's health reasons or if she's got a better deal somewhere else. I have no idea. I'm not.
It's none of our business. We just respect the decision and wish her the best going forward.
Right. She graced us with her presence in the ring. I think I can speak for all of us that we enjoyed it, and we wish her well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I really hope we see her again because she did bring something different with her. Something, something that we haven't seen since, who's that guy that was in WCW? Glacier.
But not even that. I think for a female talent, the move set that she came equipped with, you don't see that much. Someone to be that talented and doing all that shit like that's pretty goddamn impressive. So, she's going to be successful whatever she decides to do. So that's cool. We'll miss her.
Yep.
Absolutely. Oh, and friend of the show here. We just saw him on TV tonight. Daniel Spencer. Good evening, sir. Hope you are well. Hope you had a great Slammiversary weekend and tapings. And we'll be seeing you in Chicago. I hope we see you in Chicago.
Yeah.
We are very excited. We are going to be getting our tickets tomorrow. So, and as we dive into this more, I usually say this at the beginning, but I was just so excited about all the news and having a guest and everything. I didn't add this in there. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that sub button. Ring that bell for notifications as well. What else? Okay, now we're going to switch gears and talk about another. Well, it's not another company. It's a different event, if you will. The Ric Flair's last match event has they had a press conference today, and they announced some matches for the undercard. We don't know who is going to face Ric Flair in the ring yet, which was a little strange because they had the press conference and everything. You'd think they would have someone step up to him or old school, attack him from behind or something. But then again, I didn't see the whole press conference, so maybe that did happen and I just missed it. But they announced some matches for their undercard, and I'll tell you what, depending on whether you're a fan of Ric Flair or not, this undercard may blow the main event out of the water.
Hey.
Let's start with this.
Well.
Let's start with this match here. This has been a tag team match, long time coming. We've got the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Wolves. Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards teaming up again. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Dream Tag Team. Well, I guess it's a rematch. I guess they've faced each other before, but it's been a while.
Yeah. So, doesn't matter. It's cool.
Yeah, not complaining about that. That's a match of the night candidate right there. And also, speaking of match of the night candidate, I don't think we're going to put Ric Flair in that. But anyways, we've got the Impact Wrestling World Champion Josh Alexander will defend his championship. You ready for this? Against MLW's Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
And if you are not familiar with Jacob Fatu,
I am not.
Do yourself a favor, get on that little YouTube and type in MLW Jacob Fatu. Go check out some matches. He is one guy I've been a fan of for a long time. I may not be up on the latest MLW stuff because they kind of just fallen off my radar. I used to review them a lot a few years ago. And they even came to the great city of Milwaukee once, several years ago. But Jacob Fatu is one guy that is not to be messed with. And I'm a little shocked that he's getting this opportunity at another company's title. But that doesn't deter me from being excited about the match. What do you guys think about this?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm excited for it, and makes you also kind of wonder if there's more of a MLW Impact partnership starting to form, because you saw Davey Richards at Slam, and now these this match. Who knows? We might see more MLW talent, and then Taya being their women's champion.
That is interesting, and that's no slight on Taya either.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I've said this for years. MLW needs a women's roster. Mm-hmm. They had a great roster, but if you got no women on there, that's a big loss, especially for fans like across the U.S. who are so used to seeing women in wrestling, as opposed to like, and it's once again, it's not a slight on New Japan, but they don't have a women's division, So, I'm just glad, Court finally got some women on the roster. So who knows? Maybe there is a little collaboration going on between the old Court Bauer and Scott D'Amore, and they're putting their heads together, and maybe we'll see a little something. I don't want to fantasy book anything right now, because that can just, lead to a whole lot of nothing burgers. But we'll see what happens. But like I said, if you're not familiar with Jacob Fatu, do yourself a favor, especially if you're a fan of the old school Umaga from the old WWF. You will enjoy Jacob Fatu in the ring, without a doubt. There are some updates to the Impact Wrestling Against All Odds event. We bring up the card here. And like they announced earlier, we got the main event, Josh Alexander against Joe Doring, because he's still undefeated. I'm very excited about that. We got, what else we got here? Oh, did they not update their... Hang on, let me check their news page real quick. Usually they're all over this. All right, here we go. 10-man tag. Huge 10-man tag, as it says here. We've got Honor No More, consisting of Eddie Edwards, Kenny King, Vincent, and the OGK, Bennett and Taven, versus James Storm, leading this team, the Good Brothers, and the Briscoes. But now, because of what happened at the end of the show, we may not get both Briscoes there. That might have been a write-off, but we'll get into that more later. We also got World Championship being defended. Jordan Grace versus Tasha Steelz getting her rematch. And then just when you thought the violence was going to die down, oh, no, you're out of your mind. We have a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match between Sami Callihan and Moose. Crazy.
Yeah.
Sami Callihan,
that's going to be insane.
He's calling up his old buddy Raven for a little inspiration there. That right there is just terrifying.
Yeah.
If Sami Callihan is going to turn into our version of Raven from, TNA's history with him 20 years ago, Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Moose is in for a lot of trouble. But then again, Maybe Moose learned something. You never know.
I don't know, man. And after tonight, I don't think he did. I think he wants that smoke.
Well, he took out Sammy, so he learned something.
To get him before the lights turn off.
Yeah, right. Got a message.
Anyway.
Those damn strobe lights. All right. I think that's it for news. We covered Lady Frost. We covered the updated card for Against All Odds. We covered the Ric Flair show. Woo! All right. That's it. All right. So let's dive into tonight's Impact Wrestling. This is Fallout from Slammiversary here. And we get Honor No More stomping down to the ring. They're just taking over the show. They're hijacking it. And letting everyone know that they did not lose. And that the other team didn't win. The Impact OGs did not win that match. Now, I don't know which pay-per-view you guys watched, but I know the one I watched definitely did have the Impact OGs win. What did you guys think about Honor No More coming down there and grabbing the camera? That was, by the way, that was hilarious. Bennett grabbing the camera and bringing it into the ring and just like having it all over his wife. I thought that was hilarious.
It's a nice touch. I thought this was a good segment. All these folks are really good on the mic, so what a better way to have an in-ring promo than with a bunch of strong talkers.
Right. Mm-hmm. Justin, what'd you think about AMW with their reply coming down to the ring?
It was definitely a good reply for sure. It's good seeing them back, both of them together. We kind of had them a little bit last year for James Storm's 1000th match, but yeah, to see them together coming down, everything is definitely has been a bright spot.
Yeah, and I think fans really want to see Chris Harris get back in the ring. They're doing this. Seems like they're doing this storyline where he's not really. I don't want to say he's like whipped or something, but this is something he made a promise to his family that he wasn't going to wrestle anymore. He was going to focus on his family. He wasn't going to participate in any shenanigans.
Yeah.
And, and he wanted to come down to the ring for the main event. And James Storm would not let him. Like, hey, if you consider me family, and he does, it's like, you're going to listen to me and you're going to stay in the back. And Chris Harris was not happy about that.
No.
And that was one odd thing that we did see at the beginning here was Chris Harris stayed back. He did not get in the scuffle with anyone, even though he was kind of being backed down to from, the guys from Honor No More. Good Brothers and the Briscoes come down for the rescue and kind of help with the odds here because Honor No More, they're like a pack of wild dogs. They really work well together. Mm-hmm. So, we then see some problems between Giselle Shaw and Alicia Edwards. Obviously, a communication breakdown. Alicia Edwards really wanting Giselle Shaw there for her, but it seems like Giselle Shaw just definitely has another way of looking at the situation between the two.
Giselle Shaw is only looking out for number one. So I don't know where Alicia got it in her brain that they were anything more than a superficial team, but poor Lish. I want to see more of her in the ring with a solid tag team.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely deserves it. She's been around long enough,
Longer than anybody. Well, next to Rosemary, yeah, she's one of our longest running knockouts currently.
Yeah, because the stuff with her and Edwards and Davey Richards dates back to, I want to say 2017. Is that
2017, 2016? I can't remember what exactly.
It's around there. It's pre-pandemic, but then again,
they brought Wish in when Davey and Angelina turned on Eddie. And that one throwback they showed for like 6 months straight.
It was definitely longer than
I'll
that.
never forget it. It's ingrained in the old food tube.
Oh, yeah. I think that's one thing that caused the demise of their Twitch, is because, like, you know how like the old school TVs, and like if you pause something and then that picture gets ingrained in the tube and then it fries and then I think that's what happened to their Twitch. It was Angelina, lip locking with Davey Richards, and that froze there, and then it just destroyed their Twitch. That was it. That's maybe that's not it. Anyways, all right. Can't teach an old bone new tricks. All right, Honor No More. Then going up to Scott D'Amore, and they're still trying to, rule the whole damn company here. They're gonna get a 10-man tag out of this, another one, at Against All Odds. So Scott D'Amore tells them they're gonna take on, is it the Briscoes, the Good Brothers, and James Storm. So they're happy about that. But tonight, for the main event, it's going to be Bennett and Taven and Edwards taking on the Briscoes and James Storm. So they get that for now. Which is, I'm liking Honor No More as these 5 ways. It's, as long as you keep the opposition fresh, I'm good with it, because obviously they're trying to give them a push. So
which is much needed. So
it is, because when they first came in, they were just kind of losing to everyone. So now this is a nice turn for them. Certainly brings them more heat.
Yeah, they're good for that.
Absolutely. Chelsea Green then versus Mia Yim, kind of continuing what was happening from the Queen of the Mountain match from Slammiversary. What do you think of this match between Chelsea Green and Mia Yim?
I liked it. Very enjoyable. These two worked well with each other. I like the kind of direction that I'm going to kind of speed forward a little bit. I like the direction that it's going, where Deonna comes in to kind of interfere, and good old Mickey James comes out to fuck everybody's day up. So
right, she's still the enforcer, right?
So yeah, it's good shit.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna give her own enforcer T-shirt. Just watch. What do you think, Justin?
It was a good match overall. They definitely had good chemistry. I don't know if anybody really noticed or not, but how Chelsea and Deonna's outfits matched. They were both kind of like snakeskin type. That was definitely a good nice little touch, saying, "Oh, well, we are a team, but we're not a team." Like teasing it more, and it'll definitely be a good thing moving forward. I think both of them, as a team, for now, will definitely add to the tag team division for the knockouts. And
for sure.
And I definitely see them winning the titles. Definitely by Bound for Glory, probably. For sure, if not at Bound for Glory. So I feel that's where they're heading.
Was that you who said that in the chat during the live reaction, or was that someone else?
Me and Bell's
Yeah.
boy. We're talking about it, definitely.
You guys are in cahoots for that, aren't you?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, Chelsea
Yeah.
and Deanna are best friends in real life. Like,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
they've already got great chemistry with each other.
Mhm.
They fit each other nicely. They know each other's move sets and stuff probably really well, so they're able to complement each other like as a team. So it works. I'm all for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's and this is something that's been a long time coming. In fact, there's I believe there's old footage out there. You can look it up like on YouTube or somewhere. Um, when Chelsea and Deanna were in WWE together, they were
Yeah,
supposed to be in some kind of women's stable together. So
yeah,
now they're finally being able to do this. That's great.
that's good.
That's
Yeah,
great. It's
Yeah.
the perfect time to do this. Mr. Hot Mess is on the shelf.
Right.
Mr. Matt Cardona is on the shelf, indefinitely. Sadly, but
Mhm.
it's nice. It's nice that you can throw some more focus on Chelsea Green. She deserves it. She is a good
agreed.
wrestler.
Yeah.
She's a good talker. Now you put her with one of the other top knockouts in this company.
Mhm.
Oh, some heads are going to roll
Oh yeah.
without a doubt.
Absolutely.
So, but Mia Yim gets the win here with the help of, like you said, Mickey James being the enforcer still playing that role. But it doesn't. I don't think it takes anything away from Chelsea and Deanna. You can tell that they got there's some kind of collusion going on there.
Yeah.
They got something's happening. But yeah, and by all means, sound off in the chat. Let us know what you like or did not like about this show. And make sure you smash that like button for all the YouTubers here. And smash that sub button if you do. All right. Gia Miller in the back then with Influence. A quite banged up Influence.
Poor Madison.
Yeah, she had now it's quite the lengthy thing she said here. It's a double nasal nose fracture thingy.
Yeah,
That's I believe that's the technical term is the thingy.
the thingy.
The thingy.
Yeah.
The broken double nose nasal thingy. So yeah, sucks. Definitely sucks for them. But even more interesting is that it seems like something's going on with Giselle Shaw looking for another tag partner. Obviously, is now working out with Lish. So
it never did.
no, it just wasn't meant to be.
Nope.
Sad.
Honestly, this has been Giselle's kind of goal from the get-go since she debuted. Is she's been kind of trying to rub elbows with the Influence. Sorry,
Well,
two teams with two very similar names at the same time. You get them mixed up.
right.
Yeah. Oh, I almost did it again. But yeah, she's been trying to get with the Influence since day one. So it kind of makes sense that it kind of naturally fell in to working in her favor.
Right. And so they told Giselle Shaw, they're like, well, look, if you want to get in with us, you're going to do us a favor. Maybe take out the Knockouts tag title holders, take out Taya and or Rosemary. Then maybe we'll do some talking. So
that's not going to happen. Bless her heart, but it's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, if we want to see Giselle tag with Tennille Dashwood, maybe something is going to happen next week. Never get off the ground, as my dad would say. I'll tell you what, though. I honestly think there is a dose of luck that goes into the win at Slammiversary for Taya and Rosemary. Because
Ragnarok is what we've always wanted.
The fans want it. And I think they're good together. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy about it. But they got a huge mountain to climb still. You know? And I mean, like, putting their heads together, working together, getting to know each other. I'm keeping a kayfabe here. Getting to know each other again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, even
they're
though
different people than they were when they last met.
Exactly. See? That's what I'm talking about. See? Okay, you get that. Okay.
I see what you're stepping in. Exactly.
I had to check. All right. So we'll see what happens in the coming episodes between Giselle Shaw and the tag title holders, Ragnarok. Bhupinder Gujar and Shark Boy teaming up. Kind of the odd couple we never knew we wanted, but it worked. It worked tonight. Going against Swinger and Zicky Dice straight out of the Swinger's dungeon, if you will.
So, straight out of the dungeon.
I don't think they're learning much in this dungeon. It's really not. It's not helping them.
It's very vague as to what this dungeon is supposed to represent, and I don't think any of us think wrestling's actually happening in it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Shark Boy is in this match, so automatically it's best match of the night for me. Give me the shell, yeah. A quick little tidbit. Daphne, rest in peace, was Shark Girl for a long period of time, and yeah, I believe it was mostly on the indies, but they would tag team, and he was Shark Boy and she was Shark Girl.
Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
A cute little tidbit.
Nice. So what'd you think about this match before the shenanigans happened at the end there?
Best match of the night.
Best match of the what?
It had the swingman in it, so yeah, definitely was the best match of the night.
Did I stutter? Am I speaking another language here? It's best match of the night.
You two are drinking the same dungeon tea, I believe.
H2O on the rocks, buddy. I don't drink that dungeon juice. I'm a saintly woman.
I'm not buying that for a second. All right. So Bhupinder, which in my opinion, in my professional podcasting opinion, still with the best move, the best finisher in the company, that second rope spear.
Yeah.
What's it called again? The gargoyle?
Mm-hmm.
The guard.
I believe so. Something along those lines.
I don't know. The gargoyle thingy, whatever it's called. Spear. I absolutely love it. No one else, I've never seen anyone else do this, and I'll say this week after week. It's amazing. I love it. It's original. I dig it. They get the win here. Oh, shell, yeah. But then they get attacked by Violent by Design at the end here.
Stupid Violent by Design.
That's what she thinks about that, apparently.
Right?
Sorry. Yeah, the sound effects just had to accompany it. I just wasn't a fan.
Well, yeah, it sucks when you see,
How do you fuck with the best match of the night?
You throw in the biggest baddie in the company, and
how do you cut into my Shark Boy viewing? Do you understand the issue here?
I get it. But if that was the biggest thing that you hated in this show, then they did their job, because we are to hate violent by design. No Eric Young, though. Where do you think Eric Young is?
I'd rather not answer.
I will pass it to Justin then. Jiminy Christmas, what's happening here? What?
Justin, no clue where he could be right now.
No,
it was kind of interesting, but it is also kind of nice too to see both Doring and Diener be on their own from EY, because EY is the headpiece of Violent by Design, but just having them on their own kind of helped to show that they don't necessarily need Eric Young there all the time to be that presence.
Yeah, and I said this during the live reaction. I really, as much as people I see hate on Diener all the time, I don't get it. I honestly think he's underrated. The guy's a veteran. He's not some guy. He's not some green.
He's not some young boy.
Yeah, he's not exactly.
Yeah.
No spring chicken.
See, I'm not good at this whole like leading and doing the sound bites at the same time. It's always way too late.
Which one's Jay?
Exactly. So, for those expecting all the appropriate sound bites, you're just not going to see them tonight. So, it'll just make this whole hot mess even better. No, we're doing all right. We'll get through this.
We'll live.
So basically, VBD, Joe Doring, and especially Diener hijacked the show, and they call out Josh Alexander, and they're trying to get into Josh Alexander's head here, talking about this is going to be Josh's demise. This is Josh's demise that is standing across from him in the ring, because he's never faced anyone like Big Joe Doring before.
I thought they wrestled.
They did.
Did I imagine that?
They did.
Okay.
On the go home, or before the go home show, yeah.
Yes, the week before, I believe.
Yeah.
But Josh lost because he lost his cool. He got DQ'd.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would explain it.
Joe Doring.
He's undefeated.
He's still undefeated, which still means something in professional wrestling. I'm glad they're,
It does. It does. Good for Joe.
Yeah. I know somewhere Bill right now is like just jumping up and down with his Joe Doring head like, yes, he's still undefeated.
Does he do it to the show? Does he do the voice to communicate with the other Joe Doring?
I know he holds up the head, but I don't. As he walks past, I don't think he does the whole.
It's so creepy, even when I do it, man. It's just so unsettling.
Bill has charisma at ringside when he's liking stuff that's going on, but you're never going to see Bill sitting there behind the Joe head going.
Bill was lit tonight. I feel like every time I saw him, he was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, bless his heart.
He had a extra dose of charisma. He was definitely excited. Oh baby,
the littest man at the show.
Yes, but without being lit. Because Bill's a good boy.
So they called Josh out.
They called Josh out, and they beat him down for his troubles. Security comes because we got a match next.
Yes, but real quick on that, shout out to Crash Jackson, who was the security guy who got yoked up by Joe Doring at the last bit of that segment there. The wrestler. Ohio wrestler.
Okay. All
I
right.
recognized him. For once, I recognized one of the security guys.
Yeah, every once in a while, it'd be like, oh, it's Mims or whatever. It's, yeah, we'll recognize someone because he was in the ring the week before. So then we get Josh Alexander versus Diener. Josh Alexander gets the win. Obviously, Diener's just trying to get in the head of Josh and try to whittle him away for Big Joe. What'd you guys think of it?
It was definitely a good, solid match. Very, very hard hitting, for sure, as they usually are with Josh and with Violent by Design. Yeah.
It was short but sweet, but still fun.
It was. Yeah.
These two really knew how to slap each other's meat.
That too.
They wrestled.
Gia Miller backstage.
Sorry. I've got the giggles.
She does. You're telling me there's H2O in that glass. I'm not buying that for a second. not buying it. Gia Miller backstage with Kazarian. It's nice to see that some of these OG guys are sticking around through the tapes.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah.
Good to see Kaz.
So, and one thing I did forget is his match with Chris Sabin was interrupted a few weeks ago before Slammiversary. So he called out Chris Sabin again, and he wants to finish that match. So it looks like we're getting that next week.
Yeah.
As the main event. So,
yeah.
Very excited about that. 20 years later, not a bad thing. Not when both guys are in that damn good a shape, you know?
Yeah, and can still go easily, without any issues.
Oh, yeah. We get footage of Jordynne Grace's post-Slammiversary promo, thanking all the women for, being a part of it. And she meant that in a positive way, not in a thanks, I'm champ now. It wasn't shitty. It was legit. She was emotional. It was, But Tasha Steelz wasn't buying that for a second. She's like, thank you. No. So she's very excited that she gets her rematch at Against All Odds against Jordynne Grace. I can't wait to see that. Because I was definitely in Jordynne Grace's corner during that match. I'm very excited that she won. Justin, were you excited for Jordynne's win, or were you pulling for someone else?
No, I was definitely excited for Jordynne. She definitely deserves it. The way that she has been portrayed over the last year and a half or so as being really strong character in the ring, willing to do anything, doing the intergender matches and doing, regular knockouts. And, she was in the first, Ultimate X women's match at Hard to Kill, and then being in the Queen of the Mountain match. I mean, she definitely deserves a good, decent run compared to her first run as champ. So,
well, you think about where she was at her first run compared to where she is now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like it's not even the same person. She's grown so much as a TV personality. It's good to see that she's really come into her own. I love Jordynne Grace.
She really has come a long way, and not just wrestling and or on screen. She's changed the women's business as far as women in this company, as far as being someone who can, independently start your own website and make a good living by it. And she's inspired so many other knockouts and other women outside of the company to do the same thing.
Get that bag.
Right.
Yep.
Make that bread. That's right.
Make that dollar. Yes.
Well, I guess.
What?
You did the Make It Rain, which is normally a strip club thing, and I was like, well, I don't. Yeah, no, you're right. Maybe.
Oh, I didn't mean that Jordan Grace.
No, I didn't. Yeah, sorry. Maybe I said that wrong. I didn't mean that, but I'm saying like OnlyFans is that it's not. It's nice, naughty pictures.
Yeah.
Right. It's not porn stuff.
Tasteful. No, it's not. Yeah. No. People often get that screwed up. Is that OnlyFans is for more than just that porn stuff.
No, it's a lot of women do it, but they put on.
It's just modeling.
It is, and a lot of guys will pay for that because if they feel a little closer to you, then But yeah, I mean, props to her for having a very successful side thing outside of wrestling. So yeah, can't wait to see Jordan Grace and Tasha Steelz. But next week, we're getting Savannah Evans versus Jordan Grace. I can't wait to see that one. Jack Price in the ring next. And for those of you who don't remember, and I had a little trouble remembering this too, but I lost a few brain cells on this one. He is one half of the Gut Check winners from just a few months ago. So, poor Jack Price gets squished, as I like to say, by Sami Callihan. Not a squash.
Yeah, that is a wolf, man.
But I'm still excited to see, where these guys are going to go as far as, you gotta, it's paying your dues, there's really not much else to say about that.
It was like watching a grizzly bear break the back of a moose.
Right.
Just wham. Done.
Yep.
Although we saw a moose attack the grizzly bear then.
Oh, yeah. And another moose came out. Well, shit, man.
So
it works.
That's the whole joke.
So what? Jiminy Christmas. So, right as Sami Callihan is celebrating, almost saying he's celibate. No, he's celebrating. We're going to get through this. I swear to God.
I'm giving you guys the church giggles. Jesus Christ.
It's an energy drink. I swear to God.
You're welcome.
It's not working, though. It's not working. Moose spears the hell out of Sally. Sally. God damn.
Oh, shit.
Sami Callihan, it's just one of those shows.
Moose got him.
Yep.
Moose got him. He and Sami didn't even see it coming.
He didn't. He's usually really good about all this sneaky stuff because he's the one that's doing it.
He's the master of the sneaky stuff, but now Moose didn't even do no sneaking. He just rolled up and was like, boom, bow. Good night. Thanks for coming.
You nailed him good. What did you think about this segment, Justin?
It was a good segment, definitely. The match was a squash match. Nothing too much to say about that, but the Moose and Sami at the end there definitely was good to see Moose get retaliation from Slam and everything. So we'll see where it goes, and especially now that we know where it's going next week will definitely be a great match.
For sure, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're getting that against all odds.
Yeah.
That's the Ravens Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. We get that update from Gail Kim.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll have to Google the rules to that.
Oh, that's just just bring everything to the ring except for the kitchen sink. Or actually, you can bring the kitchen sink as well. Yeah.
So like a monsters ball.
It is, but it's more because this came out of the mind of Raven. It's supposed to be a little more scary.
I mean, usually it involves one side of the ring having the basically like a cage, like a quarter of a cage is up. Then you have the weapons hanging up and crap everywhere, and it's just one big,
it's a hot mess.
One big cluster,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And,
it's like, it's hard to picture because after you've been to like a cage of death, you're just kind of like, well, that's minuscule.
Yeah.
Well, the fact too that it's in Atlanta, that's in Atlanta, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Raven or had a cameo by him or something.
He's been a good sport about popping in here and there to do some pre-filmed cuts and stuff. That'd be pretty dope. Always love to see Raven.
Yeah, it might be one of those it's not even in the building. It might be something filmed outside.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Something in the back when the lights go out constantly or something. Who knows? Then we get a segment here where the boys are in the back talking about the match coming up for the main event. The Good Brothers inform the Briscoes that they got their back in this, and James Storm and the Briscoes are like, "Oh, okay, all right." So they start walking to the ring. Yeah, I know. I don't trust the Good Brothers. I don't trust them, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they're the tag title holders, so maybe they're changing their ways a little bit. Who knows?
I thought I was bugging out a little bit because they're like, "Oh, we got your back," and they all walk together, and then you never see the Good Brothers. I did miss the last half of the match though, so if they came out, then I stand corrected. But otherwise, where the fuck were they?
Well, the thing here is.
Well, the thing is. What had happened was
Chris Harris starts following James Storm out there. Mm-hmm. They're leaving the back area, and James Storm's like, "Well, where are you going?" And Chris is like, "I'm going out there with you." And James Storm's like, "No, you promised you wouldn't get physical. You can't come out there for this. So you promised your family." He's like, "Am I your brother?" He's like, "Yes." He's like, "All right, then I'm part of your family, and you promised me as well. You cannot go out there and get physical." So Chris Harris is not happy about this. What do you guys think about this segment?
What a way to cut the wing off a bird, man. He was ready to fly. But he's a cat, so I guess it's cutting the nail off the paw. What a way to claw a cat.
She's just neutered.
Well, maybe not that far. But I'm saying.
Too far?
I think it definitely lays the seeds for something that could pop up, because especially with how the match ended, we could get a twist in the match, that's announced next week. So
right,
a little evil Chris Harris action.
Right. No, you keep saying next week. I forget that July 1st at the end of the week is
Right.
against all odds. I'm thinking you're talking about Thursday. I'm sorry. You
Nope,
are correct
you're
when
good.
you say it is
You're
next
good.
week. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm just part being losing my mind. So we get to the main event here. Bennett, Taven, and Edwards, Honor No More, versus the Briscoes, Jay and Mark, and James Storm. Leading them into battle here. Honor No More gets a big win here. They get some revenge from their loss, even though they don't really like to call it a loss at Slammiversary. And then they just get a beatdown. The Briscoes and James Storm get a beatdown for their troubles, especially Mark Briscoe gets what looks like he gets his leg broken because they just put it in a chair and give him about 5 concertos.
Yeah, they gave him the same treatment that they gave Rhino, and Heath.
Yeah.
Just ugly. Where do you think this leads to?
Trouble.
Not EC3 kind of trouble. This is, I think this is a way to write off Mark Briscoe because, we all know he just had a baby. Yeah. So he wants to spend some time with this family. Well deserved. Great that Impact Wrestling is going to let him do that.
Yeah.
But then that leaves the match for Against All Odds, one man down. Do you see this as a return to the ring for Chris Harris, or do you think we're going to get someone else?
Tough call.
It could happen, but they might also bring somebody else in. He thinks that he's going to be the one, and then at the last second, they have somebody else sub for him, and it just is kind of like a continuing storyline of Harris wanting to be in the ring, wanting to help, and they keep telling him, no, you can't. And then finally, at some point, he says enough's enough, gets in the ring, and finally has that last match or something like that with Storm. So
it'd be nice, considering all these other guys got to. And but maybe that is something that's a little bit of real life seeping its way into this. Maybe Chris Harris did say something like that to his family, and maybe that was a part of him, not getting too deep. Maybe that was just part of him getting sober, hey, stay away from the ring, stay away from the injuries. It won't lead you to drinking. Maybe it's that. I don't like to do a lot of speculation when it comes to stuff like that.
Real life addiction problems and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. But we know that Chris Harris did go through that. So, bringing a little dose of that into the storyline is a great way to mix real life, reality with wrestling. So, but I tell you, I saw people in the chat during the live reaction talking about, hey, it'd be a great way to lead AMW later this year into the Impact/TNA Hall of Fame. Long overdue. And I'm sure I'm speaking for the rest of us here. We can say we all want to see that. Now, if it leads to a last match for AMW, we're going to have to wait and see. Any last thoughts on this episode?
I thought it was a good after pay-per-view. Oh, we lost Justin, looks like.
Good fall. Yeah. looks like the fallout affected him. We might get him back. No, we completely lost him now. All right.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, thank you, Justin, for joining us. Great to get your thoughts on tonight's show. Continue, Alicia.
I was just going to say that I thought it was a good fallout after the pay-per-view, and job well done to everybody involved in tonight's show. extra shout out to Bill for being extra lit in the audience. Always love to see that. It's like we know him. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's on the road.
Starstruck.
He's on the road tonight. I believe he's at the MLW show, if I'm not mistaken.
I gotta pick his brain when he's done being on the road about what upcoming shows I should check out in the area.
Okay. Oh, we did get Justin back here.
All
There
right.
he is.
Is that better? I lost
Yes.
connection there for some reason.
That's all right. That's all right. Wi-Fi can be wonky at times.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on tonight's show, Justin?
It was a really good Fallout show from Slammiversary for sure, and with how quick the buildup is for next week, they definitely did a good job at keeping the momentum going without really slowing down. So I definitely would give it probably a solid B for the show.
Oh yeah, and you know, we already got half the card for Against All Odds. That's how a lot of these Impact Fallout shows do happen. They roll right into the next one that usually happens a couple weeks later. But that's one thing about these shows is I don't hear a lot of people complaining about, like this next show is coming up way too quick. There's no momentum. Scott makes it happen. It's like, and a lot of these, you don't need an absolute crap ton of like, I want all this story to, no, there is Fallout story from Slammiversary going into Against All Odds. It's just another chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, straight off the mic, it's Poolside Penzer. David Penzer, what is up? Who's Justin Miller? He says. He's just subbing in tonight. Or not. We just lost him again.
Oh, yeah. Well,
there we go.
There he is.
There we go.
All right. So, before we lose you again, I just want to say thank you for joining us. It was kind of a last minute thing, but I knew we were going to be short a person or two.
Not a problem.
So,
not a problem, guys.
And we are excited to get our tickets for the Chicago Return of Impact Wrestling going on sale tomorrow. If you're in the area, you don't want to miss this because we're seeing how good these shows are. Can't wait. It's going to be at Cicero Stadium. Yes. Get that. I know Bill's going to be there. Trent's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Even Mr. Beefalo from across the pond is.
I want to go.
Well, we're not going to tell you you can't.
No, I know, but I have other priorities, so unfortunately I can't.
Yeah, you're getting married. You're still getting married?
Eventually. Eventually. Every time we sit down and we're like, yeah, we're going to make a list and we're going to do this, nothing gets done. It's like, I feel like we're already kind of married. We live together. Isn't that enough?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it can be fun. You try to make it fun when you're planning those kind of things.
I wish I would have made the binder when I was a kid like all the other girls, but I just didn't see it happening.
Well, you live and you learn. It's okay. It's all
now
right.
I know. Now I know.
You pass that inspiration on to others. All right. Where can they find you, Alicia?
Well, sometimes you can find me on Twitter, and sometimes it's Instagram, and definitely lurking in the Discord under the handle Alicia Bikiki.
Lurking, always lurking.
Always lurking, judging.
She's always judging. So watch what you type in that Discord.
ready to correct the mofo, you know?
That's right.
I moderate.
Always moderating. Justin, where can they find you?
Well, I am Twitter, dbackcub85, mostly on the Discord there. Just find me on there. I'm usually there all day, so all day chatting when I can throughout work time and when I'm home. And
there you go. And a fine patron you are. We thank you for your support. We greatly appreciate it. You can find me on the old Twitter box at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. You can also find me over on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where we're smashing all sorts of stuff, wrestling news between WWE and the world of wrestling, AEW, some Impact Wrestling when I'm not on here. So please join me over there. Just look up Smash This Podcast. You'll find me just smashing it over there. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thanks for the bits, the tips. On your way out, you know what to do, folks. Smash that like button. Smash that sub button. Ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of our content hits your screen. She's got the giggles. We're out of here. Good night.
in my ass.